Hey, Knicks Nation, how you doing? This is Sincere from Sincere Knicks Fan 34. How are you doing? If you're feeling like I'm feeling, you are probably irritated as well. Before we even get started, don't jump off that bridge. Don't crash out. Pause, my people. Pause, all right? Before I even get into all of that, the idea is, if you have not already, please subscribe, like, share, and comment, all right? So the idea is, yeah, our New York Knicks came up short. 109, 108, right? It is what it is. I'm going to be honest with you, 100%. I'm irritated because I didn't like the rotations that Mike Brown created. I didn't like the timing of the rotations that Mike Brown created. I didn't like the number of turnovers. The New York Knicks had 15 turnovers. You already know. I prefer 13 or less per game. That usually leads to our success. You know what I'm saying? We had 15 turnovers. We had 19 assists. That is not the game plan that Mike Brown has been trying to implement all season. He was talking about trying to have 43s, trying to be somewhere around 28, 30 assists a game. 19 assists. Right? Now, the idea is we can look at Brunson and we can say a lot of things about him. And yes, his that last second play was a bonehead play. I personally think that the Knicks should have went through Karl Anthony Towns. That's my personal opinion. Throughout the majority of the game, because every time they went to Cat, they had no answer, and they still have no answer, which is also part of why I'm okay, because the idea is we're down 2-1. We can win the next game in Atlanta, so I'm not losing my mind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just to go over some numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not just making this stuff up. OG Anunoby had 29 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, a steal, and an assist. My man Brunson, even though he made his mistake, 26 points, 4 assists, 2 steals. Karl Anthony Towns, 21 points, 17 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now, all this being said, these guys' numbers are pretty solid. But if we would move the ball more, if we got Karl Anthony Towns involved more, this may not even have been a 2-1 series. We more likely be talking about how we're going to go and try to finish this thing out in Atlanta. We're still going to try to finish this thing out in Atlanta on Saturday. So that's what I'm saying. It's not over, people. It's not over. I understand the frustration. I understand the anger. I was talking to people last night talking about, man, it was like these rotations, I don't know what's going on. Why is Mitchell Robinson not on the floor? Why is Mikal Bridges and OG not on McCollum? All these things were things I was talking to people about throughout the course of the night, last night. That's why I'm doing the video now, is because I was out there talking to people, you know what I'm saying, providing mental health services for people. It's like, don't crash out, people. Don't crash out. Please don't crash out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a game. It's a game. We came up short. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm tired of saying we have come up short. This is when Mike Brown is going to have to earn his paycheck, because this game Saturday, it's going to say a lot. It's going to say a lot about Mike Brown. It's going to say a lot about the New York Knicks. It's going to say a lot about their pride, their grit, their tenacity, their ability to bounce back. It's going to say a lot. And I know there's a lot of people, Knicks Nation, going wild out there right now. Going wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like, Mike Brown is freaking fired. We need to trade this person. We gave up 5 picks. I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is this. Mikal Bridges did not score a single point. I understand everything everybody's saying. They talk, every time Mikal Bridges comes up short, everybody loves to bring up the 5 picks. I'll tell you this. Y'all want to talk about the 5 picks? What pick from last year's draft was going to make the stops that Mikal Bridges did last season? I'll wait. Who was going to put the clamps on, you know, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum last season? We wouldn't be there without the help of Mikal Bridges last season and this season. So I understand being upset because he had no points. But just because the man does not have any points does not mean that the man does not have impact, which is why I still am a little confused of why Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby were not on CJ McCollum. Why Mitchell Robinson wasn't in the game for the last few seconds of the game. These are the kind of things that I have questions about, that irritate me. But the thing is this, we could all go about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. The game has been played. The game, we lost. But I'm still confident that our New York Knicks will win in this upcoming game on Saturday, which just so happens to be when I'll be there. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting redemption. I'm expecting us to get back on track. I'm expecting us to have more ball movement, body movement, that defensive tenacity. The defense has been fine. You know what I'm saying? Overall, the defense has been fine. As I said, it's more to me the rotations, the timeliness of the rotations. You know, now that is a debate. You know what I'm saying? If y'all feel about the rotations, like y'all questioned any of the rotations, y'all question, you know, like the timing of the rotations, you know, saying the offensive or defensive executions, put that in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you feeling. You know what I mean? Because I do feel a certain way. But at the end of the day, as I said, I'm a sincere Knicks fan. I know what my team can do, as we know what the team can do. As I said, Mike Brown, this is now his time to shine as the coach of the New York Knicks. To be the calmness, the steadiness, but also the one who has to be the orchestrator of how we're going to actually finally get it done. Because it's not the question of can we beat Atlanta. It's not that. We already know we can beat Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why Atlanta was celebrating the way they were last night, and even the last game when they won, because they're not on the next level. They know that. That's why they're celebrating the way that they are. You know what I'm saying? And it's no disrespect to Atlanta because they are a good team. So don't get it twisted. The Atlanta Hawks are a good team, but they're not as good as the Knicks. And we came out with a horrible game, and we still was only 1 point shy. So keep that in mind. You know what I mean? So one basket. You know, I'm not going to take this anything longer than it is right now. We lost the game. All right, we're down 2-1. We're going to go back to Atlanta, and we're going to go 2-2, and we're going to get this thing back and make this back into a series. And guess what? Both of those games, after we go and get it 2-2, we'll be back in New York. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to make it do what it do, baby. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, hey, let's get it. Talk to y'all later. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Talk to you later. Have a good one.